Welcome to Date Like a French Woman, where we approach dating like a sacred healing journey rather than a quest. Welcome to a new episode of Date Like a French Woman. This is Murielle, your host. And today we are going to talk about do's and don'ts if you want to prevent that effect that the relationship is starting all too fast, too strong, too well, and suddenly either the guy is backing down, withdrawing, or completely disappears. Before we go into that, I hope you're enjoying your summer. I am here in Las Vegas. I believe yesterday it was 17. So we stayed inside. It was like an oven as soon as you stepped outside. I am changing the format of this podcast. I decided both for two reasons. To start running the podcast live on Facebook, which means that if you want to join live and put comments and ask questions, you will be able to do so. And still have it, of course, in audio version on iTunes. And that's for two reasons. First, because I had people coming back to me with questions and mentioning that it would be great if they could ask right away when they listen to the podcast, or have a way that is easier than sending an email after fact, because they need to remember which episode it was, how to reference it, etc., etc. And the second reason is that I discovered a platform that will save me a huge amount of time, where I'll be able to do it live on Facebook and with the click of a button post it on iTunes as an audio file, and on YouTube or anywhere I want on my website. So for the sake of time, I decided to do that. And I thought also it could be so much fun to be able to really connect with each episode, or for you to go back and watch the episode on YouTube, YouTube if you want, but on Facebook, and leave a comment, so I can go back to that and know exactly what you're referencing to. So that was the big news today. Another news is that I'm having my self-confidence class, Dissolve the Most Urgent Blocks to Your Self-Confidence. Another class this coming Saturday, and you can register at license2shine.com, because I am, of course, doing that free online masterclass, but I also have a class that is very affordable that I'm filling up right now. And I had new people joining my community who did not have the opportunity to join live last Sunday, and they want to be able to do so. So I decided to just throw a new free online class today. Not today, but this week. Again, license2shine.com. That's where you can register. And while you're at it, join the Facebook group, which is also License to Shine as a Facebook group. Now let's go to our subject. I had several women mentioning that they had a few dates with a guy, even a few weeks, and everything was going well. They thought that they really connected and they spent so much time together, and they really thought that they found the one, and suddenly nothing. So what can you do in order to minimize that effect? There are several things. And this kind of scenario can mean several things, but it can be that you were dating a narcissist and something didn't go well. It was what they call love bombing you, which means that at the beginning, to really hook you up, they do the big shebang. They do the flowers, the romance, they say the right thing, they're with you, they have time for you. And that's actually a strategy. If you've heard some of my past episodes on being lied to or avoiding predators, you know what I mean. That's a strategy that they use to just hook you into the toxic relationship. It can be even sociopaths. I call them predators. Or you can have someone who's addicted to the feeling of novelty and falling in love. And that's really present in our society because we are used to instant gratification, very strong feeling in a matter of seconds. We can tap a phone and we are exposed to information, video, we're exposed to material that will trigger our biochemicals and will make our body react. And as you know, certain biochemicals can be addictive, especially the dopamine that is present at the beginning of a relationship. So what can happen is that guy loves the rush from the beginning, is addicted to that. And as soon as it becomes a little bit too routine, a little bit too familiar, he's out. That's not what he's looking for. So what can you do to try to protect yourself from that? The first thing that you can do is to pace the relationship, to go slower. And I know that it may be even difficult for you because you even maybe feel that you want to see him every minute of the day. It's normal at the beginning of a relationship. But really hold yourself back. Take control and understand that it is not serving you long term. For two reasons. First, when you go slower, when you express the desire to go slower, you will see how he reacts. And if, for example, he wants to see you one night and you have already scheduled something with someone else, a girlfriend or anything you were going to do, and you say, I'm sorry, but I had something to do. Something was scheduled. Because what happens is men are single-focused beings. We, as women, we can have an array of focuses. Focuses? I don't know if you can say that, but you can focus on many things. So let's say that they are busy with something all week long, or for the past 3 days, they're really going for something professional, or they were busy, and suddenly they start missing you, and they remember that they want to see you. So they're going to contact you, and they're going to say, hey, what are you doing tonight? I would love to see you. Do not drop all your plans for him. And it may be difficult to do, especially if you haven't seen each other in several days, but that's the thing not to do. Because first of all, you need to find a way to not lose yourself in your relationships. That is not healthy, that is not productive, that is not going towards what you want to do. A balanced relationship, healthy love. You, when you do that, may seem desperate. It's not a good thing. Nobody likes to be around people who are desperate. And on an energy level, that's very dangerous because it's called, my mentor used to call that paradoxical intent. You want something, which is a long-term relationship, but the way you act, the despair that you have to really obtain it and trying to hold on to it too fast, too strong, will be the opposite energy of where you need to be aligned to really be matched with a healthy, balanced, mutual, beautiful relationship. That's the opposite energy. That's the energy that affirms that you don't really believe that it can happen. So you don't want that. The second thing, like I was saying, he's busy doing other stuff. You know that expression, absence makes, what's the expression? The absence makes the heart fonder, or something like that, which means that when you don't see each other, you love each other more. It works way more for men than women, that expression. Because they're going to be busy doing their stuff and suddenly they're going to start missing you. So give him the opportunity to miss you. Give him that space. They sometimes like to be on their side, like I think in the men are from Mars, women are from Venus. He says that they have their cave. Let them be in their cave if they need to. Let them enjoy their stuff in their life. They have hobbies, they have friends, and then they will be missing you. So that will create, that apart time will create the opportunity for him to miss you. And the third thing is you teach people how to treat you. So if you drop everything every time he wants something, what are you teaching him? That your stuff are less important than his stuff, that you are less important than him, that your desires are less valuable than his. So that is not a good thing to teach someone. And once you decided to do that, once you said that you are busy tonight and you had other commitments, don't break your commitments for him. Do not do that. That will help you to stay balanced. He will value you more. You know, men love the hunt. They love to see that everything doesn't fall on their lap. They love to go for it. They love to feel that they are competing somehow. That also sets the ground for the hunt. And it's not about being manipulative. It's being true to yourself, true to you who is a person of her own, who has her stuff in her life, and I really hope you have your stuff in your life, your sources for happiness, your activities, your friends, your passions, your hobbies, your work, so many components, and other people that you love in your life that need your time too. So it's not to be manipulative, it's to be balanced and to stay yourself. Because ultimately you want to value yourself too. And that's one way to value yourself. When you value yourself, other people around you will value you too. The last thing I wanted to say is when that happens, if that happens, that he spends time without seeing each other, let's say 2-3 days, and he calls you after the third day and you're not available, or even if you are available, do not get bitter about the fact that he was busy with his own stuff. You want somebody who's rich inside. You want somebody who has passions. You want somebody who has interest, somebody interesting, somebody who's alive, somebody who is really immersed in the beauty and the opportunities in life. You don't want somebody who's solely focused on you. I don't even like that. I dated some guys who were all about me since the moment we started dating, and I felt suffocated. That's not a good thing. So don't be bitter. Just be yourself. And one thing that will help you do that is to date several people at one time. you know how at the beginning I really advocate for no sex, because your head needs to be clear to see if he qualifies to be the one for the rest of your life, if he has the values that you want him to have, if he behaves in a way that you want to be around, if he treats you in a respectful way. So that takes a little bit of time, especially with certain guys who are more private and who open more slowly. So you don't want to have sex, but you can date several people and make it clear. Do not be afraid, because first of all, you want to be authentic. You want to be out of the energy of lies. And like I always say to my kids, omission is a lie. When you know the information is important and you don't say it, it's a lie. Don't play with me. So in that case too, you can, I know it's very scary because you're afraid that the guy is going to run in the other direction. And that can also be a filter. You can say, hey, listen, if he asks if you see other people, maybe if he doesn't ask, you may not have to say it, but I would. Because I would explain that I am serious about finding the person that I really want to be with. So it is an important area in my life. And I'm really dedicated to do that and find him. And therefore, I'm dating several people because I really want, and even for him, the relationship can be outstanding when you are with someone who's compatible. So you really want to make sure you find someone who's compatible. And it's not a question of folding like a pretzel to be compatible. It's a question of, are you really compatible? And understand that there is no perfection, but there are certain non-negotiable that need to be here. You need to know your non-negotiable items. He needs to know. Between 3 and 5. That's huge, important. Certain values have to be there. You need to have values in common. Last week I talked about that in the Facebook Live. So be clear on what your non-negotiables are. And if you don't know about them, we can have a show about that. But you need to be clear. You need to be clear about your top values. Same thing. You don't know what they are? Shoot me an email. When I'll be on Facebook, you'll be able to put a comment. Isn't that cool? So make sure that the person is compatible and explain that to them and really tell them that you're serious about finding that relationship. That will filter out all the guys that are in there just for sex. So that's a good thing. If you tell him that and you don't see him again, say thank you, the universe. Thank you, God. Thank you for the filter. And on another side, they will know that they have to win you. And that's exciting for a guy. Like I said, they love hunting. They will know that they have to win you because you're going to choose the person who treats you the best also. And same thing, they can date other women. It's not only on one side. And out of there, each person will see who's the favorite. Who's the one who's the most compatible? And it's only going to be a win-win. So if you have questions, send them to me or comments. I will be delighted to answer and interact because this is a sensitive subject that many women have resistance to. And to conclude, remember, have things in writing. Remember what you are after. You are not after finding a guy. You are after finding your values in someone else. That's what you're looking for, ultimately. And after feeling a certain way in the relationship. That's what you're after. And while you're dating, you're after healing and cleaning and clearing anything that plays against you, whether it is in you, in your behavior, in the way you think. All that needs to go away. Otherwise, you're going to end up with the wrong guy. So be clear and define what you are doing here and what you're after. Again, if you want to build more confidence to go dating, join us on licensetosshine.com and participate into the free online class. Last week we had a lady, we did tapping. If you don't know what tapping is, go on my YouTube channel under my name and go see the intro to tapping. I explain everything there. Or go on my website, and from my website you can access my YouTube channel. We did tapping with her. An amazing breakthrough happened. An amazing breakthrough. So join us in the next class, and I hope a breakthrough will happen for you too. It's packed with experiential exercises and experiential information. Have a wonderful, wonderful week, and I will see you next week on Facebook. I will make sure that I let my tribe know when the live session is going to be to record. I suspect on Monday evenings, but it's not set in stone yet. So if you want to be in the loop of what I'm doing, send me an email at contact@datelikeafrenchwoman.com and say tribe. I will know. I will put it in my put your email in my tribe so you can know what I'm doing, and you can also get the beautiful information that I share, and sometimes unexpected gifts and surprises for my beautiful tribe. Have a wonderful week. I'll see you next time.